Greetings once again, Shinobi. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of Boruto, the Two Blue Vortex. It has been 3 years since Ada accidentally granted Kawaki's wish to flip he and Boruto's position, making it so that in the minds of most people, Boruto was the outsider who came to the village and apparently killed the Hokage, and Kawaki was the Hokage's son. Only the likes of Sarada and Sumire know the truth, and while they have tried to at the very least convince people that Boruto is not guilty, she has no way of really getting anyone convinced. She and Sumire have also kept up the lie that they are still under Ada's infatuation as well, as they never really know when they might need to try to take her out, though that's easier said than done with her brother Damon constantly at her side. But not everyone is convinced. As Himawari, training with the newer Inashikacho trio, she knows that Boruto is not as evil as he seems, feeling that she wants to help him. Is this her feelings towards Kawaki? Or, on a deeper level, does she know that her brother Boruto is innocent? Meanwhile, Kawaki has actually been, for the most part, protecting the village, keeping Code at bay and the like. But Code has finally managed to get through Konoha's defenses, and brings his claw grim in for an all-out attack. So when Sarada finds herself confronted by Code, who should come to her aid? None other than Boruto, where it's revealed that he also gave Code a little bit of a scar, with Code having hunted him down in the same way he would have hunted down Kawaki had, not what happened not happened. So the question now is, with Boruto having traveled with Sasuke this entire time, just how much has he developed? Join me as I find out. Won't you? Alright, Boruto, Two Blue Vortex, Chapter 2, Tree. I will admit, Ikimoto's oddly leg and foot-centric art aside, especially when it comes to the younger characters, it's just very noticeable. This is actually a very gorgeous outfit for Sarada. And because of the red inner lining and stuff, half of me wants to put the Akatsuki clouds on the outside. I know that would be terrible, because anyone who'd see that would be like, lady, that outfit is in poor taste, but still, I think it would be banging. Alright, we pick up with Code and his claw grim confronting Boruto and Sarada. Code tells Boruto, "I've been looking for you, Boruto. I didn't expect you to show yourself so readily. Makes me regret not coming to Konoha a lot sooner." I mean, this is kind of the problem, because why didn't you come to Konoha a lot sooner? It's been 3 years, bro. Have you just been mindlessly hunting him down? Although, this also kind of ties into the question when it comes to Naruto and how he managed to kind of just avoid the Akatsuki for 2 years. Not saying it's implausible, but you think he would have had at least a couple of run-ins with them during those 2 years. But hey, Jiraiya and Sasuke probably just good at covering their tracks. Boruto, unflinching, says, "Withdraw your monsters, all of them. Do it now while you're still able to control them, and I'll let you live." Ooh, still able to control them. Ooh, have the Clawgrim shown that after a certain point they kind of start going out of control? I like that. I like that aspect of danger. I did kind of find it odd that he could so easily control pieces of the Ten Tails. I like the thought of adding a little bit of danger to it. Koto says, hold on. What did you just say? Did you forget how helpless you were against me 2 years ago? You've got some nerve to tell me that you're gonna spare my life. Okay, 2 years ago. Huh. So, the last time they met was 2 years ago? Interesting. Boruto doesn't back down, saying, "You obviously heard me, so hurry up and do it, or else you lose more than your left eye this time." Yeah, how did Code lose his left eye? Code says, "And here I thought I'd heard the worst of your bluff. What can I do but laugh?" Sarada calls out to Boruto, but Boruto, without looking at her, says, "Sarada, there are still lots of folks who haven't gotten away. Could you help them? I'll handle Code." Sarada questions, "Are you sure?" Boruto, still not looking at her, says, "We'll talk later. Just stay alive." Sarada obviously doesn't really know how to respond to this. Oh, We then pick up with the Inashikacho. Shikadai uses Shadow Paralysis Jutsu to freeze 3 of the Claw Grim, leaving them open for Chocho to come in, using her Partial Expansion Jutsu to knock them all back. Meanwhile, Inojin has used his Beast Scroll technique to create a bird that he and Himawari are observing things from. Meanwhile, on the ground, Chocho says, "They're no big deal, just numbers." But Shikadai notices a Claw Grim coming out of one of the ones she just knocked back. It comes at her from behind. Shikadai shouts out, "Chocho, behind you!" Chocho just barely notices, but it's grabbed by Inojin's bird creation, flying it up into the air. Chocho calls out for Inojin, and he says, "Yeesh, I told you not to let your guard down, chubs." Oh God. Seriously, Inojin, your fat shaming makes you so less likable. Chocho calls out, "I ain't fat, but thanks, Inojin." However, things are derailed as the Claw Grim uses its tail to swipe off the bird's wings, destabilizing it. Jeez, it's kind of hilarious, the image of Inojin manages to stabilize himself, but then you have Himawari just boop, like in a cartoon, just floating off of the bird as it just bucks. It's actually kind of hilarious. And despite the fact that the Claw Grim was released and is now plummeting, it tries to go for Himawari. Like, these things are tenacious if nothing else. Inojin calls out for Himawari. Oh, but meanwhile, up in the air, Shikadai notices, in comes Kawaki, flying in like Superman. Kawaki calls out, "Out of my way." Inojin is shocked to see Kawaki, and Himawari calls him Big Bro. Ugh. Oh, Inojin goes in for the save, managing to grab Himawari, while Kawaki just kicks away the Claw Grim. The Claw Grim hits the ground, but man, this one is actually a lot more tenacious than the other ones. Like, it manages to stand back up, and then it produces the Rinnegan. Wonder what the significance of that is. How many of them can produce that, and how much can they use it? Kawaki then hits the ground, readying himself next to Shikadai, Chocho, Inojin, and Himawari. Himawari calls out, "Thanks, big bro." Oh, and Kawaki tells her, "How many times do I have to tell you not to call me that?" See, that should feel a little suspicious. He doesn't want his little sister to call him big bro. And why is that, Kawaki? Makes you feel a little guilty, I wonder? Himawari is taken aback by this as she says, but Shikadai then calls out, "Hey, this one seems different from the others, like leveled up." Okay, I'm glad that is actually something that I'm supposed to notice. The Claw Grim pauses. Oh, man, crafty little bastards. It dived into one of the claw marks of the others, popping out right next to Kawaki. Kawaki barely notices, but it's too late. The Claw Grim takes him by the neck and slams his head right into the floor. Jeez. And these things are actually pretty tenacious. At least the more powered up ones. Shikadai and Chocho are shocked as Shikadai calls out for Kawaki. Kawaki struggles in the Claw Grim's grip around his throat. But then the Claw Grim begins to talk, saying, "Otsutsuki." Oh. Is it a vendetta against the Otsutsuki? Ooh, nice. Shikadai then uses the Shadow Strangle technique, and can I just say, we're actually seeing the Inashikacho trio actually do something? Like, damn! I mean, if you watch the anime, it's like they do stuff all the time, but it's just actually wild to see them helping out, you know, doing their part and all that. Shikadai uses Shadow Strangulation, I think, locking the Claw Grim in place. Shikadai calls out, "Get out of there, Kawaki. I can't hold it for long." Kawaki then activates his Karma, placing his hand up to the Claw Grim, and he says, "Otsutsuki, being called that pisses me off the most." And he utterly incinerates the Claw Grim. As the Inashikacho and Himawari shield themselves from the blast, it's not done. More and more Claw Grim come out of each other. Take one down, 2 more take their place. "Hell Hydra!" Shikadai calls out, "Damn it, there's no end to them. Just how many are there?" Kawaki says, "Doesn't matter, because we're gonna slaughter them. Every last one of them." Saying we, huh? Yeah, 3 years must have passed if Kawaki's actually talking about teamwork. Although I'm surprised, I thought Kawaki would have been going to where Boruto was. Meanwhile, speaking of which, it's almost like a western as Code and Boruto stand off. The Claw Grim slowly closing in on Boruto. His eye shifts ever so slightly to the one most ready to move in on him as it approaches from behind, and then rushes him. Ooh, in a very quick display of swordsmanship, Boruto slices right through it. Ooh, nice. It's one of those quick slices where it's like it's already dead before it even knew what was happening. Though I gotta admit, considering how they were created, I'm surprised that they can just be off that easily. I mean, I know it would probably be weird, but it's surprising that, like, the severed pieces still don't try to move and stuff like that. You gotta, like, utterly incinerate them to be done with them. I feel like that would be, like, really creepy. But no, he slices it in twain, and it hits the ground. Code is still watching as Boruto readies himself as more and more of the Claw Grim move in on him. Ooh. Nice. And as they all just try to jump his ass, Boruto shows off his sick swordsmanship abilities. Hacking, slashing, slicing. Man, we get another Ninja Storm game. Ooh, Boruto's gonna have the sick moves. He even does the badass, sheaths his sword, and then everyone hits the ground. Ooh, this is gonna look good animated. Afterwards, Boruto eyes down Code again, and Code just says, I guess it wasn't a complete bluff. Oh man, Boruto has been spending time with Sasuke because he's giving off that vibe now. Boruto tells Code, if you insist on pressing on, you'll lose every one of them. Code tells him, and you're being prematurely cocky. These don't even add up to a drop in the bucket. Besides, they're just tools anyway. Ooh. But Boruto tells him, you don't understand the true horror of Ten Tails. How do you know the true horror of the Ten Tails, buddy? What have you seen? I get the feeling Code's unleashed some of these Claw Grim in other places and something's happened. Yeah, Code just says, what? Meanwhile, Sarada has teamed up with other shinobi, taking on more of the Claw Grim. She rushes one of them using Katon, Fireball, Jutsu! And man, massive fireball to incinerate one of them. She doesn't look at it as she goes rushing past, going in on a few more of them. Oh, she uses Chidori! Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, she looks really good using these abilities. And don't get me wrong, I knew she could use the Chidori, but I don't know, just something about the way she just unleashes it and just rips through them. It's just kinda cool. As she drops two of the Claw Grim like it's nothing, some of the other shinobi say, wow, are you really just a Genin? So the people who obviously didn't understand that, by all accounts, despite becoming Hokage, Naruto never got past Genin. Sarada turns to them saying, what does it matter what my rank is? Because people love to label others, especially idiots. They can't see skill and be like, oh, okay, and just go off of that. Oh well. Ooh, of course, naturally. One of the Claw Grim comes out of one of the downed one right behind Sarada. Ooh, Sarada, come on. Then again, maybe you are a Genin, because that was a rookie mistake. One of the shinobi calls out, Uchiha, behind you. She says, huh? And the man gets between her and the Claw Grim, taking the hit as the Claw Grim bites into his shoulder. Oof. Wait, this is gonna be like some kind of zombie plague or something, is it? Don't tell me they multiply by biting people. Sarada calls out, he's Shogi? Oh, wait. What? What the hell? Wait, the Claw Grim envelops the dude and turns into a tree? Oh, the dude is definitely suffocating. I mean, does that crush you when it happens? Oh, that's actually kind of terrifying. Man, if they animate this just right, this will be nightmare fuel. Yeah, that dude is definitely dead. Like, his mouth and nose are covered. He's dead. Sarada looks on in horror saying, is that a tree? Yeah, it's the ultimate purpose of the Ten Tails, though. I guess it kind of makes sense, though. I mean, it's what the Ten Tail ultimately becomes, the God Tree. And does it take on the people almost as though they were sacrifices? Does it produce God, the chakra fruit? Huh. Okay, that's kind of interesting. But I guess it makes sense. I mean, Code was just doing it because he needed minions, but jeez. Sarada notices too late as another shinobi is enveloped and assimilated into the Claw Grim that becomes a tree. Gee. I mean, this person, they had their head facing outwards, so are they still alive? Can you get them out? Sarada looks around befuddled, saying, what the heck is happening? That's my question too, jeez. Meanwhile, back with Boruto and Code, Code tells Boruto, I know plenty about the Ten Tails. Man, there is a lot of text on these 2 pages, Jesus. I know plenty about the Ten Tails, obviously. They devour Otsutsuki. Well, in truth, they're beasts that'll just instinctively bite anybody in their vicinity until they eventually run into an Otsutsuki. Boruto says that might normally be the case, but these ones are different, thanks to you enhancing them. Oh, he enhanced them? Huh. So these ones are different from the regular claw grip? Boruto tells him, it ain't too late yet. You need to scrap them while you still hold their reign, or else we'll end up in the worst possible future for everyone. Huh. What have you seen, Boruto? Was it a vision, like he had seen previously? Huh, interesting. Code says, what of it? When a Ten Tails devours an Otsutsuki, it puts down roots and becomes a divine tree, leading to the planet's death, and my goal lies beyond that worst possible future. Boruto tells him, I'll say this one more time, Code. I'll let you live. In return, guide me to where the main body of Ten Tails is. Code tells him, give me a break, Boruto. Have you lost your mind? Boruto tells him, I'll be honest with you. Killing you is easy. So instead of dying in vain, why not do one act of good for the world? Man, Boruto, how do you know you're this powerful? I mean, granted, Code, he really hasn't shown that he's that capable when push comes to shove, but, like, man, how much has he leveled up? Then again, considering how far along Sasuke came when he went out training, yeah, okay, I can kind of believe it. Code tells him, it's irrelevant, since you'll be the one dying. Boruto tells him, guess there's no cure for idiocy. And then he does something with his hand. Some kind of wind jutsu? Yeah, suddenly wind starts surrounding Boruto. Huh, wait, what? Code says, a Rasengan? What a one-trick pony. How does that look like a Rasengan? Other than a wind style just floating around him. But yeah, Boruto comes towards Code saying, Rasengan, Uzuhiko. Huh, so is it maybe like a Rasengan that acts as a armor? Because he barely did anything to activate it. Uzuhiko. Is some kind of ultimate wind technique, maybe? I would have to assume so. Alright. I mean, let's face it, Naruto came back with a whole new bag of tricks. Well, to a certain degree. There were still a few things he learned after the fact. I do find myself sometimes missing the Rasen Shuriken. Is it maybe like he's produced maybe multiple versions of his little small Rasengan? And then now they're just like floating around him in orbit like the True Seeker orbs from Naruto? I wonder. It's either something so small we can't see it, or is that the wind is just enveloping him like an armor or something like that. Maybe there's more to it than that. I really wonder. This could be interesting, though. Especially if he believes he can defeat Code so easily. Which, I gotta say, that it's gonna be kind of a bummer if he defeats Code that easily. Though, I get it. Code is the first challenge of this new series. But he kept building Code like he was going to be something significant, and to constantly have him come off as a jobber just is kind of a bummer. But I'm interested where this is going, and where is Sasuke? Let me know your thoughts on this chapter in the comment section below. What is this Rasengan Uzuhiko? And what kind of power could it possibly be? I mean, considering he trained with Sasuke, maybe something along the lines of like almost taking the Rasengan and using it in the same way as the Chidori? I don't know. Would that even be relevant or potent? Oh well. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.